Hello, and welcome to another Freaky Friday episode of We Only Look Thin. I am Donald Weigel. I am one of your hosts. I have lost I've lost like 100 pounds. I'm a cool beans guy. I like outer space and Star Wars and coffee. I'm Donald Weigel, but I'm new at this.
Yes, you do.
I'm a cool beans guy, and I have a podcast, and this is it. And with me today is
Catherine Weigel, and I'm married to the best man in the world. I'm a Thrive Global certified coach, Tiny Habits certified coach. I've lost about 400 pounds. And kept it off for, 7 years. And I like doilies.
Wait, no,
and whisking.
But I have to, because I'm Donald Weigel, and I have to say, and we're here to talk about it.
Oh yeah,
that's
we're
how
here
it
to talk
always
about
starts.
it. Yeah,
I don't
that's
know.
right.
Anyway, yeah, we swapped it up, everybody.
Yeah, it's Freaky Friday.
It's Freaky Friday. Is anyone familiar with the movie Freaky Friday?
I think
anyone
in the
some
audience? People have seen it. Yeah.
So some might think, and this actually happens. When I looked up Freaky Friday, the delightful Lindsay Lohan came up. Nice for Lindsay Lohan to be a Freaky Friday person.
Yeah.
But Jamie Lee Curtis, I think, was the mom or the swap.
And there's been multiple versions of that, and I'm completely unprepared. But I remember there was one with George Burns called 18 Again, where he swaps bodies with his grandson, and he's like 18.
There's
again.
been a lot of swapping things. Oh my gosh, I'm not sure I would want to be 18 again.
Yeah.
I would just hide.
No, I know. That would be so weird.
Kids are the worst.
Yeah. Oh my God, teenagers.
But I think the original Freaky Friday, it was a book. I did a little bit of research.
Oh, you did?
A little bit of research.
I did no research.
I'm Catherine Weigel again, by the way.
Oh, we're back to our normal
Yeah, we're
bodies?
back to normal.
Yeah, okay.
We're back to normal.
Oh, okay.
But I did a little bit of research, and Jodie Foster was in the original Freaky Friday movie version from the book. And what I really enjoy about the 1970s is they don't really care very much about the backstory. So I looked at the plot summary, and this is about as deep as it went in the 70s. It was like, it's a Friday, it's very freaky, and the mom wakes up in the body of the daughter, and the daughter wakes up in the body of the mom.
Yeah.
You know why?
As you do.
For some reason.
Oh, for some reason.
There's no, like, wizard, there's no magic key, there's no Jumanji game. It's just like, let's just say that it's for some reason, and we're not going to talk about it.
Yeah. Oh, it's just occurring to me now. There's like the reverse of the Freaky Friday. Well, it's not really the reverse, but it's kind of like a variation on it. Was that was Big for one?
Yeah.
And then another one was the Jennifer Garner 13 going on 30.
Yeah.
Like, no, where she like suddenly wakes up and she's 30.
It's true.
She's 13 and then 30.
I think the problem with those movies, may I share a problem with those?
I would encourage you to do
is
so.
That it encourages, like, childlike wonder makes adults look stupid. Like I'm big now, and like the way you need to run your business as a CEO is is like, you know what I mean? Like,
you
it's
need
always
to dance
like
on more keyboards and that'll be successful.
What was the movie with Peter Sellers where he is like the gardener?
It's Being There.
Being There.
Yeah.
He's a simple gardener.
That's a great movie.
Simple gardener, and all of his wisdom, he's literally just talking about being a gardener, but everyone thinks it's an analogy for life. He's like, oh, you must like tend your garden. Oh,
yeah, he gets mistaken as a wise guru, and develops this giant cult following and is on television and stuff. But he's really just talking about actual gardening,
right? So in the swap of life, and there's also like wife swap, which I'm not very comfortable with. No, but it's like, oh, what does the family do when there's a different mom?
Yeah,
like,
I've never seen that show. I'm not even 100% sure what the deal is with it.
Anyway, it's basically Freaky Friday. Like, what do you do in this family? Like, you think you know what you're doing. Anyway, but we often dream about being other people.
Oh, yeah.
And having their lives and the whole like, well, they've got it easy. Well, boy, it'd be easy to be somebody else.
Yeah.
And in this weight loss journey venture, I think I know I personally have often just wanted some magical thing for some reason.
Right.
No, I don't want specifics. I don't need to know the details. You want to wake up in a new body.
Yeah.
You want to wake up as your perfect self.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, and did we mention we just had Friday the 13th?
That's why this is
kind of the reason we're
very
doing this.
spooky.
Yeah,
Friday the 13th is very spooky. And it makes us think these spooky days where all of the things align, that magic is possible.
Yeah.
And just maybe, if we, for some reason, pray to a higher power, we will wake up in a new body. It would be amazing.
I know I used to do this all the time, and I would, a couple of the versions of this were, if like I'm on the straight and narrow path now. I have been doing this for as many as 1 week. And if I just could be thin, I would continue doing it forever.
Oh my gosh. I cannot tell you how many times I thought that sort of bargaining with the higher power. So listeners of Wolt, people of Earth, let's just say Earth. Let's just assume. Somebody from South Africa said hello to us the other day on Instagram. Hello, that is a place on Earth. So what would you?
I'd like to think aliens are downloading and listening to this as well.
That would be very delightful.
Getting
thin-spired.
Thin-spired, that's right.
I don't know.
Although all of the versions of aliens you see, they're pretty thin already.
Yeah, they're very sinewy. Yeah. So anyway, okay, so let's just assume everyone. And I'm asking this question. It's a real question. Like, I'm not joking. I know I'm prone to joking. Or no, anyway. Ha ha ha. Just be serious now, everybody.
Telling people you're not joking and to be serious is the best way to make that happen.
Okay, so what would you do if you woke up tomorrow and you were magically the weight of your dreams? Like, seriously, what would actually happen? Because a lot of times we have a dream and then we don't know what we're going to do with it. Like, I want a horse. Like, oh, mom, dad, give me a horse. Like, you want the horse, but you don't know what to do with the horse, right? So we've all wished for that transformation, and we feel like it is, and this is me, like actual my life, my history. We feel like it is unfair that we are overweight. We feel like our lives, our circumstances are unfair. Our metabolisms are broken. Our genetics are, unkind.
Yeah.
Work is crazy. Stress is unfair. And it's also unfair that I, in particular, think food is really delicious. Maybe other people just don't are not as attuned to how delicious food is.
And one thing for me, and I'm not actually even saying it's not true, but it's probably not true. I feel like I am hungrier than most of the people around me most of the time. And it was just always this unfair thing. Like, why do I seem so much hungrier than everybody else around me? And so I would bargain with a higher power, as Catherine said. I don't know who this was, like the weight loss fairy or whatever. But I would look for immediate forgiveness or a factory reset, a clean slate. Like, just to immediately be transformed to the perfect weight. And the promise I would make is, look, I have learned my lesson.
Oh my gosh.
I will never take my new weight for granted. I will never overeat again. I'll never gain weight. I will always be good.
Oh my gosh.
Which I really hate that phrase. But if you would just grant me this one wish, whoever is out there listening that could grant me this one wish.
Right. So we go to bed, we put our heads on our pillows, we wish on that star, and we're just like, if tomorrow I wake up at the perfect weight, then I'll be happy and everything will be fine.
Yeah, but then I would just wake up tomorrow and I would be the same weight again, of course, because
rude.
Because there isn't like some magical weight loss fairy out there granting wishes. And I would just then be mad about it the next day. And I would probably then go on to eat about it the next day.
Yeah, just see what happens after you eat about it. But okay, so we've all done that. Let's just say we've all done that. But let's pretend. Vision Quest time, everybody. Get your Vision Quest hats on.
Yeah.
Let's pretend that you do wake up tomorrow at your dream weight. Like, let's play it out, shall we? Let's go on this journey venture together. So what do you do?
Yeah.
Like, not, okay, Like, really, like,
you
what's
wake
the
up
plan?
at your dream weight in your dream body tomorrow. Like, then what?
Yeah.
What's the next step?
Right. What is your plan? Like, okay, oh my gosh. Whoa, transformation music. Hooray. Okay, so maybe you wake up and you're like, it finally happened. Amazing.
Yeah.
Like, okay, this is perfect. Maybe you go on a shopping spree. Maybe you get a makeover. It's a montage, everybody.
Yeah.
You take a million selfies, you post them online. You're like, hey, person who broke up with me, look at me now. Like, I don't know. Like, that used to happen on like Sally Jesse Raphael and the Ricky Lake show. Like, like, I was hot. Now I'm
My
not.
revenge body.
Oh my gosh, that happened so many times. I actually just watched one of those the other day.
Yeah.
Okay, so you celebrate for a little bit, right? Like, you're like, oh, I'm super excited, new clothing, whatever. But then, you know what you would probably do?
I know what I'm thinking I would do.
I would probably eat about it.
Yeah.
I would be like, well, now
I would go celebrate with some food.
because that's what I do.
Yeah.
I would be like, you know, like some people would be like, oh, I'm looking at shoes. And then it would, like, for me, it would be a bakery counter. Be like, I'm going to get one of those and one of those and one of those. Why not live a little?
You're thin.
You're thin. You did
You
it.
can eat whatever you want now.
And
that's what I used to think all the time.
And anytime I would kind of hit a goal weight, that's what I would actually do.
I know. That's what I would do too. I'd be like, oh, I'm fixed. I can just eat what I want now. It's now it's smooth sailing. But now that you've got the body that you want, what are you going to do with it? Now that you've got the body, what are you going to do? Sorry, I apologize.
I was going to say,
I apologize to everyone for singing.
Actually, I wanted to do like, now that you found Walt, what are you going to do?
That's really good.
Because really, what are you going to do with it? Like, you're here, great, now, but like, what are you going to do? That's a verb.
That's a great idea.
Thanks.
I do like that. I don't know why that just popped into my head, but so now that you have that body, would you even know how to maintain it? Like, do you think that hitting that magic number on the scale also comes with like a perfect metabolism, endless motivation, personal boundaries, time management skills, meal prep prowess, and a personal trainer?
Well, but I used to think that that's what it was. Like, I would just see thin people and just have this, just imagine that that's what their lives were. There was just like, oh, well, they don't have to work for anything. It just is, it all comes naturally to them. And I also thought that they just liked their bodies.
Yeah.
Like everybody's happy with their body once they hit the magical weight.
Yeah. Like what do you have to be unhappy about? Look at you.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Don't even get me started. Okay. But so here's the truth, like about that dream weight, because I've hit goal weights before. So I'm speaking from a little bit of experience. But if you woke up tomorrow in your dream body, the truth is you could probably keep that weight in check for a little while.
Yeah.
Like maybe like a few days, a couple of weeks, like you whatever clothing size you're in, you've got like a 10-pound range that like, well, things are still fitting or whatever. But in truth, you wouldn't know how to keep that body.
Yeah.
And you would start gaining really quickly, which is literally what I did every other time I hit a goal weight. Why? Because you sorry. Sorry, I'm not. Why? Okay. Because you don't have the skills, systems, habits, and behaviors to keep the new body. You would still have trouble saying no to requests. You'd have poor boundaries. You would still have difficulty with emotional eating, secret eating, snacking. And guess what? Food would still really taste good.
And there's, there's that story about the and I'm blanking on, is it O. Henry, I think, or somebody who, there's that story about there's like a magic guitar and magic ballet shoes, and like somebody gets the magic guitar and it makes them a great ballet guitar. It makes them a great ballet dancer. that
Sorry,
makes them a great guitar player, but they haven't actually done the work to become a great guitar player, so that like the strings start shredding up their fingers because they don't have like the calluses and stuff, and like there's the magic ballet shoes, and like the person becomes a great ballet dancer, but they haven't actually like worked on it, so their legs can't handle it. So it's the same sort of idea, and so in order to become the kind of person you want to be, you have to do the kind of things that that person does, and you have to practice doing those things. And right now, you haven't earned the dream weight. Even if you had it for a day, a week, or a month, you would lose it. And it's sort of like another analogy is like lottery winners.
Exactly.
Like people who become lottery winners tend, at least, you know, we've all been told by studies that they tend to be less happy than they were before they won the lottery because they don't know how to manage that large sum of money. And they have all their friends and family telling them they should spend like they're millionaires because they have this money, and then they go through it and they end up less happy than they were before. So how do you keep the dream weight? Because your circumstances don't change. The circumstances around you don't change. You have to change.
Ew, I don't want to change. I just want what I want. Like, but we do that whole like, no, I would be the exception. Like, if I was a millionaire, I would stay a millionaire. That would be like, I wouldn't have the problem.
I would completely like overnight learn how to spend money responsibly.
Right. I don't know. It's probably my thyroid. If my thyroid was fine, then I just wouldn't be overweight. So like, just give me the dream weight. Like, I don't want to have to work for it.
Nope. Too bad for you. Getting what you want requires discomfort.
Again, I say, ew, I don't want to be uncomfortable. Like, that sounds unpleasant, and I like pleasant things.
Well, guess what?
What?
You already are uncomfortable.
Ew, yeah.
Like, when you aren't happy with your body and your weight, you lack confidence in your own skin. Your clothes don't feel good. Your hip hurts. You've got aches and pains out of nowhere.
Yeah.
You don't make time for yourself. You put others first, and you're magically always last. You keep waiting for things to calm down. You don't manage your time well. You blame others for your overwhelm. And then what do? You pray again to a higher power to magically make you your dream weight and promise you'll be good. You rinse and repeat just like shampoo.
Yeah, that was me for 40 years. So the question is, and I know I was like, ew, before, but so how do you change? By changing. What? The answer is in the question?
What the?
Yeah. So in the book, and look, I've been doing a lot of work on this in Walt Place recently. We Only Look Thin Place, our Facebook-based accountability group, which I know I say it's a Facebook-based accountability group, but you know what it is? It is a place with lots of Zoom meetings with deep one-on-one conversations about actual change. Like, I say it is a Facebook group, but I had a one-on-one yesterday with a Walt member where for an hour, we just went through and talked through her situation, and she said it was fantastic and super helpful. So, yay me!
Yeah, you're not going to get that sort of one-on-one coaching any other way, and certainly not for the bargain price at which we are asking you to subscribe.
Right. So, so yesterday on the call that I had with Facebook based person. I was going to make up some fancy name, but I'm just not going to. I just want to name her name. So what we talked about was like all of the kind of, we've talked about the canaries, all the little like telltale signs, that habits, and all the like supporting actor behaviors that you can do. Like you can wear a Fitbit, and you can wake up early, and you can drink water. Like those are all delightful things. Delightful. Very delightful.
Yeah.
But I talked about a book called The One Thing by Gary Keller. He had a co-author, but I don't remember his name. It's fine. So the question he poses is, what is the one thing you can do such that by doing it, everything else will be easier or unnecessary? So it's like water, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
So the one thing that you can do to get to your dream weight is to eat at a dang-a-doodle deficit.
Yeah.
Like, that is, if that's what you say you want, then that's what you need to do.
And just to clarify what that means, in case that's not clear to everyone, is that you need to track your calories and you need to burn more calories than you eat on a consistent basis.
Yep. And that is what, when we started this joint venture back in January and March of 2016, all I did was eat at a deficit. There was no other, I didn't think about water. I didn't think about, all the things. I just tracked to a deficit. That's how I lost weight. Like, if you want the answer, sure, there was more habits that built on that and blah, 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 but that's how it started.
Yeah. And look, we've talked a lot about how mindset breakthroughs and breakthroughs with boundaries and, realizing the importance of sleep, are all super crucial. But those things sort of came a little later along the path. And if you can incorporate them early, that's great. But really, the bottom line is eating less calories than you burn.
Right. So that is the one thing. The one thing is a deficit. So blah, 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 you get to deficit, blah, blah, blah. Okay. So you get to your dream weight, right? So what do people at their goal weight do? So this goes back to, you wake up in the new body. If you woke up and there was a to-do list of things that you would do to maintain the body. Sorry, that's gross. I don't like the body. Okay, your body. Okay, so if you woke up and there was a list, okay, this is what these people do. This is what we do. We have policies and standards around our indulgent food choices.
Yeah.
We track our calories every day. We prioritize protein.
Yep.
We pump up the volume.
Mm-hmm.
We find ways to get movement throughout our day, not just at the gym, but in everything that we do. We set boundaries with ourselves and with others. We focus on adapting and pivoting to change. And this is the big one, everybody. We don't wish. We take action.
Yeah.
We don't wish to a higher power for different circumstances and a different job and a different life and a different metabolism. We make it happen. We control what we can control, and we let go of things out of our control. And we can control tracking. We can control our mindset. We can prioritize. We can pump up the volume and find ways to take care of ourselves. And there are times still today we have setbacks. And sure, there are times literally where I'm like, well, it must be nice. Boy, I sure do wish I was that way. Like, oh, that magical thinking is a loophole that somehow science will evolve somehow to like magically make us the weight that we want to be.
Yeah.
And there are pills that will help us get to a goal weight. There are things that we can do that are, will rush us through the process and get us to the number that we want to be at. But unless we have the skills and the discipline and the mindset, it will evaporate. And so all of this like Freaky Friday talk, I wish I had like another word I could for Friday chat. I don't know. All of it comes down to like you wake up and become the person you're going to be by doing the things that person wants. We can have competing motivations. We can have competing desires. I really want to just snack all day. I really want to lose weight. We need to think of this season as a time to embrace our goals. A couple of weeks ago, we did an episode talking about kind of a fall reset. And in that, I actually talked about all of those kind of, supporting behaviors that I was going to do.
Yeah.
And all the like happy habits that got me there. But really the one part, like the one thing that really matters is eating at a deficit. Sure, I can have a healthy lifestyle. I can have boundaries. I can have all of these things. But if I don't have a deficit, I am not going to be the weight that I want to be. So we are asking you to let go of the magical thinking and the like wish upon a star and the like. I still literally, when I wash our tea kettle, sometimes I'm like, if I like scrub this 3 times, will a genie come out?
Might come out.
And I'm just saying, maybe it's going to happen.
Sonoma tea kettle or whatever it is.
Maybe it'll happen this time. Magical thinking is procrastination. It is wishing for some magical thing to happen that will correct your life. We are responsible for our lives. We are responsible for changing our behaviors. Our circumstances do not change. We change around our circumstances. And Donald and I still manage it. We still struggle with it. We still have to adapt and pivot, but it is worth the extra effort. It is worth the discomfort. And we know that if we can do it, you can do it too.
Absolutely. I mean, nobody was more lost than Catherine.
Nobody. I defy you.
Like, really. So thank you so much for listening. Thank you for having the skills, discipline, and habits to listen to this show. We have a lot more episodes of this show available. The most recent 300 are available on most of the major podcast platforms, or actually really all of the major podcast platforms. And you can go back and listen all the way to episode number 1 on YouTube or anytime on our website at weonlylookthin.com.
Yep. And if you are at our website, click on that link for Join Our Support Group to find out more about Wolt Place. I know we talk about it a lot. I focus on the Facebook part of it, but really the Zoom meetings, I think if you are not taking the time to join in the Zoom meetings, I'm even talking to you, Wolt Place members.
Yeah.
If you are not joining the Zoom meetings, you are really missing out. I do deep dives into habits and behaviors, and I have many different presentations that I do. I also do one-on-one coaching with people who show up. If you're the only one who shows up to the Zoom call, guess what? You get a one-on-one coaching session.
Yeah.
Like, where do you get that? You get it with me. That's what happens. So really, find out more about Wolt Place by going to our website. We have 2 subscription options, a monthly subscription with a 3-day complimentary trial and a 3-month subscription with a 7-day complimentary trial to see if Wolt Place is right for you. And just showing up, like waking up in the morning, like, oh, I'm in Wolt Place. If you don't actually use it, if you don't get the work done, it's not going to happen. No change is going to happen unless you change. So join up, join a Zoom meeting, and let's work on this together.
Yeah, do yourself a favor and check it out. And you can also follow us on the social medias. We are on Instagram and Facebook at We Only Look Thin. Or if you'd like to reach out via email, you can do that at weonlylookthin@gmail.com. We appreciate episode suggestions. We've taken a lot of listener emails and turned them into episodes of the show. If you have a question, we will do our best to answer. Or if you just want to say hello, give us a shout out. We would appreciate hearing from you. Once again, weonlylookthin@gmail.com.
Yep. And if you haven't couple of extra minutes, head over to Apple Podcasts, leave us a rating and a review. It helps the algorithms. It boosts our ratings. It helps other people find us. And it means a lot to know that what we're doing after all of these years is still making an impact. So thank you for everyone who is leaving reviews for us right now.
Also, another thing you can do to help us out is to just tell somebody about the show. Word of mouth is a great way that helps the show grow. If you are in a conversation with somebody, or if you are in an online group and it makes sense, if you're in a weight loss and fitness related Discord group, or a Reddit subreddit, or a Reddit subreddit, or a Facebook group, something like that, and you give us a shout out, it really does help the show grow.
Yep. So if you just got the bright idea to go see if you have a magic tea kettle, just remember that Donald and I are an inspiration.
The information that you hear on this podcast is for informational purposes only. The hosts are not medical professionals. You should always consult with your doctor, nurse, or other certified health professional before beginning any diet or fitness program.